Hello and welcome to Lost in the Wild. Today I'm building a fort in the forest. So me and my buddy started building this fort about 2 years ago now, and we never got around to finishing it. So I thought I'd pick up where we left off and might as well finish it. So all we've done so far is we kind of leveled out this pad here, and I collected a bunch of logs and stuff. So I got a lot of work to do. Let's get to it. So for tools, I brought my axe, a saw, 100 feet of paracord, and my knife. Now, the vision I had here was, first off, we leveled out this pad, and then we're gonna put beams going across the top here. I'm gonna tie a support beam from that tree all the way to that tree, and then we're gonna lay all the logs across and create a little roof. And then I'm gonna put moss all on top of it so it'll be nearly invisible to see from the top. And hopefully I can get that done by today. If not, then I can always come back. So I'm gonna try my best just to use deadfall. I don't wanna have to kill any trees if I don't have to, so hopefully there's lots of dead trees laying around here. I should be good. Couldn't get this stupid thing to go. There's too much pressure on it, I think. There we go. So now for the hard part. I gotta somehow get that attached to that tree and that tree. Now, I'm not very good with paracord, and I do not know the best way to do this, but I think I'm gonna try and cut notches here and on that side, and then it'll stick to the tree better, and then I can just wrap it around really tightly with paracord. Hopefully that works. This log is heavy and wet, so this is gonna be a process for sure. All right, I think that should probably be good. Now I'll just try fitting it to the tree. Should do the trick. All right, so now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna hold up this thing to the tree while tying it. I think I'm gonna need another small tree, and I can prop it up against the tree to hold it up, because otherwise there's no way I'm gonna be able to hold this thing up and tie it at the same time, all by myself. Well, I should have planned this a bit better. I don't even have my paracord with me, or my knife. That is not gonna stay. Oh no. Okay. 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 Alrighty. Now I got all my paracord. I made it extra long just because I want to make sure this thing is super strong, so. All right, that went pretty well. Now I'm gonna go around it again on the other side. Alrighty, that went better than expected. She should hold, looks good, nice and strong. You know, one thing they don't tell you about paracord, it hurts your hands, man. You have to pull it so tight, they are gonna get sore very fast, I already know. All right, for this side, it should be a little bit easier because I'm uphill, but I'm gonna need a lot of paracord to tie around that thick tree. So I don't think I'm gonna bother putting in a notch. I think I'm just gonna tie her up. Okay, this tree is way too big. I need something to prop this up again. I thought I could get away without propping it up, but nope. Can't even reach my freaking arms around the tree. Did you know that paracord is just made up of a bunch of smaller little cords? If you've ever watched Alone or anything, they use these little cords, they like strip them out and then they can use it to make a fish net. It's pretty cool. So if you're ever in a pickle and you need more rope, there is like about 10 or 12 more cords in one single strand of paracord. But right now I need the strength for sure to hold out this stupid log. All right, I got my support beam. Let's see if this works. There we go. So, I'm kind of an idiot. I chose way too big a tree and now it's using a lot of my paracord. I mean, I'm committed now, so I'm gonna do it, but this stuff is not cheap. It's like 30 bucks for 100 feet and I'm just cutting it up and sticking it on a tree. It'll probably never leave that tree either, but worth it. Definitely worth it. Alrighty, success, she held. It's not nearly as much rope as the first one, but that's because this tree is too thick. But it's okay, she holds good. Finally, hard part done. Now I just gotta go collect about 100 sticks to put across the roof. Alright, so I already got a bunch of logs here from the last time I was starting to build this tarp, so now I just got to move all these down there and that'll give me a good start on the roof. Alright, that's not nearly enough, but I'm still going to start laying them across just to see how that's going to work out. Might be harder than I thought due to the fact that there is a lot of stuff in the way on the bank here, because I mean I wanted to just shove the sticks into the dirt here and then lay them across, but I might have to remove some trees and stumps. We'll see how it goes. All right, that was way less than I thought it would be. I have about, what is that, like an eighth of this done? I'm gonna need a lot more wood. All right, I know I said I wasn't gonna cut down any trees, but this one here is already dead, so might as well take it down. It'll make my life a lot easier. There is a limited amount of dead wood around here. There she goes. All right, that's enough for me today. My goal of finishing the roof and covering it with moss was a bit ambitious, so I'll be back tomorrow. Well, it's day 2 and it is pouring outside. Might have to wait till day 3. All right, it's day 3. It is not raining or snowing, but the ground is frozen and there will be snow soon, so I got to get this done quick. I got a decent amount of logs here the other day, so I just got to move them down to my fort over there and start collecting more. Let's get to it. Well, that was easy. Alrighty, new plan. So I realized that it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to not get that many logs, especially when the ground's frozen like this and I'm slipping everywhere and all the logs are a little bit harder to get through. So my new idea was to space out the roof a little bit more, space out the logs about maybe half a foot apart each. That'll cover more distance, and then I'm gonna take branches like that or pine needles and stuff, and then I'm just gonna stuff it on top so it'd still be more or less waterproof. And I might still put moss, but the moss is quite frozen and difficult to get out of the ground, so we'll see if I have time for that. So as you can see, that takes up a lot more space. It's about halfway done now, so that'll need a lot less logs. I might even have enough at the bottom there to fill it up, and then all these gaps, they'll be covered by leaves and trees and whatever else I shove in there, because I mean, it doesn't need to be fully waterproof, and if it could even just withstand snow, that would be perfect for me. Okay, there we go, finally. Sweet, got a nice little entrance here, and then there's lots of space. I can stand up here. Once you get a little bit closer, you have to crouch down, but that's good. I'm psyched. That was a lot of work. Now, I'm gonna go start getting some of those branches to fill in the roof. I'm only taking a couple branches from each of these trees just because I don't want to kill any. So since that's going to take forever because I'll have to keep switching tree to tree, I'm just going to start grabbing some dead sticks like that are on the ground already, and I'll put those on top, and then I'll just put all the green stuff on the very top as the final layer. So there's a limited number of cedar branches, so I started collecting these little pine bushes. They should do a pretty good job of insulating as well. So yeah, I got a lot of variety going on here. I mean, that's kind of the idea. I want a bunch of layers of sticks and just as much stuff that's insulating as I can get on here. And then I'll layer all of the top with moss so it'll blend into the hillside. But already, it's just looking like the forest, so it's pretty hidden down here. All right, that's pretty much covered with cedar branches and pine. So now I got a good layer to put all the moss on. I'm gonna go start collecting moss. So I'm trying not to take too much moss from one spot because I don't want it to look all ugly and patchy around here. Also, it's not great for the forest. It takes a long time for moss to grow, so you definitely gotta spread out your patches so there's not just one big spot where there's no moss at all. It'll take forever to regrow, whereas if there's moss surrounding it, it'll be a lot faster. It is really satisfying though. Comes out in big chunks. Almost done. Alrighty, I'm gonna call that done. Whew! Look at that. You'll barely be able to see it from up there. I am psyched. That was a lot of work, and just in time too. It's starting to get dark. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but it is getting dark. Alright, check it out. It's pretty dark in here. I can barely see on the GoPro, but there's not a ton of light coming through there. It's definitely not waterproof. I did not make it to be waterproof, but I'm betting that it would hold snow. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Lost in the Wild.